Shut up.
What is happening, friends of CCP Podcasting? Welcome to Beyond the Bell Live. I am Chris Page, and it is a Tuesday evening as we're live across Twitch. We're over on X, and we're live over on YouTube as well. I hope everybody's having a fantastic start to the week. Fun fact, I woke up this morning at 5:15, and the first thing that went through my head was, thank God it's Friday. Do you know when I realized it wasn't Friday? When I got to work this morning and I went, well, I only have 2 people here working today. Oh, it's Tuesday, but it is a fantastic Tuesday nonetheless. We're one step closer to the weekend. Before we get into the show today, we've got some announcements to make. Chapter 2, Next Level, was a couple of weeks ago in Castleberry, Florida. The premiere of that show is probably going to be going out this weekend if you're taking a look over on YouTube. It was a fun night. We had 9 big matches. Devious Cast was in the house with GMJ one-on-one for the first time ever. It was a night of first, guys. A night. We had our friends from Primal Pro Wrestling out in San Diego in the house. J2 Mattioli took on Skrilla the Great. The Pump Line took on the Youth Gone Wild, Reese Maddox and Kid Kuda. And G4 took on Matthew Ennis, Ivy Mercer, and Tani Tenali. It was a fantastic night. I can't wait for you to see the finished product. But where there's no rest for the weary, because Chapter 3 is knocking on our doors, guys. We are headed to Southern California, Los Angeles, Chatsworth. We're going to the Valley to hang out with our friends from Millennium Pro Wrestling and Primal Pro Wrestling for what is going to be a weekend of Southern California wrestling at its finest on the 27th of March. We won't be live, but we will be in Millennium Pro Wrestling at the Academy for their event. Your boy's going to be on commentary, and our own Dallas Dash is going to make his MPW debut as he's taking on Kodo Hero. Then we're going Saturday to Chapter 3, Good Vibrations. We've got a loaded lineup. I've already announced the Pump Line and the Pump Line and the Brothers Divine, 2 out of 3 falls in the main event. Devious Cass and CJ Tino hooking it up for a spot in the qualify for our heavyweight championship tournament. We've also got Dallas Dash and Chuck Mercer. And as I announced last Sunday, literally 48 hours ago, the rematch, it's happening. J2 Mattioli and Skrilla the Great Part 2. I saw how that one went down. Skrilla, I'm a little disappointed. So J2, in your own backyard, let's see if you can make it right. Tickets on sale for that at ccppodcasting.com. Shout out to everybody who's joining us. Shannon, I see you. That was a lot to say in a very quick amount of time. I kind of impressed myself there for a second. Let's get into why we are here. Our guest today, shout out to Adam over at Hitting the Turnbuckle, our friends over in the UK, has been passing the word around that you guys need to hit us up. And reality is, when I got the DM, I was like, wait, huh? I had to do a double take, right? Because I was not expecting it. And we were able to chat about a few things. We lined up some things. And at the end of the day, not only is our guest today going to be doing some stuff with us towards the middle of the year here, and actually makes his debut with us in May, if I'm not mistaken. But in the meantime, you can catch him every Tuesday night over on Roku with the National Wrestling Alliance. Our guest today is a former national heavyweight champion. He's a former television champion. The only thing our guest today is missing is an opportunity at the 10 pounds of gold, which I feel needs to happen sooner rather than later. And of course, he's big, he's strong. He is Mims. Welcome to Beyond the Bell Live, sir. Thank you so much for coming to join me this evening for a little bit.
Oh my goodness. That intro, fantastic, absolutely wonderful. You know what? Some people forget, former television champion. Some people forget that I'm next in line for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. But you know what? You reminded the people of exactly what they needed to know. It's not just former. We're not going to be doing that anymore. Eventually, it's going to be in the new. But before we get there, right here.
Absolutely.
We're right here. We're having a conversation.
Absolutely, man. I'm pleased to talk to you. And obviously, there's a lot that we want to talk about, we want to cover. First and foremost, man, how are you? Everything good? You good?
Oh yeah, man. I'm doing all right. If anything, we're getting into this full schedule with the year in wrestling. January was a little bit slow. It's just NWA, getting back to family, trying to make for sure I touch base with them as much as possible because I'm living so far away now. Um, but February starts the ball rolling all over again. The first stop on that start was at EPW down there in Mississippi. And then this week here in Atlanta,
Yeah.
Deep South Wrestling all over again. We're continuing this Deep South Wrestling Heavyweight Championship tournament. I'm not in it anymore because I got screwed. But you know what? Alex Kane's still in it. And a lot of my other friends are still in that tournament. And hopefully Alex Kane takes that championship off of narcissism. Hey,
Yep.
whatever. I'm not gonna fantasy book here. I'm not gonna fantasy book here. But then the next one is NWA on February 21st in Tampa, Florida, and I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited to continue the stories that we are building right now. The very interesting story I'm in with my former mentor, Elijah Burke, the Pope.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of questions that need to be answered, a lot of answers that need to be said, and a lot of confusion that needs to be broken through for me and everybody else in the audience who saw what happened last Tuesday on Roku. But I'm not going to speculate. I'm just going to take my win and I'm going to go on about my day. So if anything, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling hydrated. I'm feeling moisturized. And if anything, I just got a win this week. So I'm feeling fantastic. I'm feeling great.
I'm a little pissed that the NWA is coming on the 21st, man, because Tampa, I actually used to live in Tampa. It's now my neighbor because I'm up in Gainesville. But on the 21st, I've got to be in San Antonio for another show. And I was like, because I'd have easily made the drive down to come down and support. And I looked at my calendar and I went, motherfucker, I just made an announcement that I'll be in San Antonio on the 21st.
See, you know what? Hey, they're the people that pay the bills or whatnot. They're paying for this wonderful apartment I'm in right now. But NWA likes ruining shit. They really do. So they scheduled this date.
It's not that they're ruining anything. I just know that I'll catch it on the backside. There'll be another date in Tampa. There'll be another date in and around Florida, and it'll probably be much sooner rather than later. And I will catch one. It's meant to be. That's what will happen.
It's business, it's business. I'm missing out on a few things myself. I was very excited to support Deep South Wrestling. They were going to be doing a Legends Night that got set up by a very close friend of mine, the granddaughter of Nikita Koloff, and I'm sorry, Ivan Koloff. My bad. How do I mess this up? How have I shamed this man? All right, so my friend, his granddaughter, she set up a Legends Night with Deep South Wrestling. She's going on a tour right now, trying to set up Legends Nights all over the place. And one of the headliners that is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, one of the ones who has inspired me not only to come to the NWA but to become world champion. He's the reason why I do it. Reason numero uno. And that is Ron Simmons is going to be here in Atlanta. And you know what I'm doing? I'm missing out on it. I love the NWA. I want to continue the story, but also I want to see Ron Simmons again. Like who wouldn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to do that?
Bro, like that to me. I love the fact that you brought up Ron Simmons because I've had this conversation with many people in the past and it never will get old to me. I think arguably one of the most, if not the most underrated world heavyweight champions of all fucking time. When you look at the whole package that was Ron Simmons back in that day and in that time, you can't tell me that he wasn't the man. And if he was booked correctly, can't tell me that he wouldn't have had a more memorable run amongst the modern day fans than what it is now. I've talked to people, they're like, Ron Simmons was the world heavyweight champion. Yeah, motherfucker, where have you been?
Of course.
Like, well, hold on. Let me show you Simmons and Vader. Come on. Let's go watch it right now.
Let's watch a lot of their matches, like a lot of Ron's matches in general during that time, and then especially whenever he's a part of Doom. You can't have somebody that's that aggressive, that big, that explosive, that easy to cheer on, that easy to get behind. This is a hero we can all get behind and a villain we can easily hate. and not say, "Hey, this is world championship material." And the crazy thing is that even people in my generation, just watching wrestling, starting off in the late '90s and in the mid 2000s, you're gonna know him more as a tag team wrestler, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're gonna see JBL break off and become that big breakout star that eventually becomes world champion, right? And you're not gonna think of Ron as like, hey, this Ron's the guy putting him under his wing. It's not the other way around. It's people like to use that term all the time, the Marty Jannetty of this, the Marty Jannetty of that, or whatnot, which I think kind of insults Marty Jannetty, like he can't go. Like Marty Jannetty was fantastic in the ring, but you know, you can't think of Ron Simmons as the Marty Jannetty of any group because no group he's been in has a Marty Jannetty, as we like to say it. Like it's nothing but superstars this man rolls with, that he wrestles against, and a lot of his career, he has fantastic matches across the
Mm-hmm.
board. And these are the things that I studied coming into the business. These are the things that everybody should be studying coming into the business. Like there's too many different points of what make a great professional wrestler that are absolutely nailed in Ron's performances. Every time he has a match, you can see exactly what you need to be a star, a John Cena level star, a Stone Cold Steve Austin level star, a Booker T level star. All these guys have those elements, those small elements from Ron. It all comes from the same place because the man was a star, an absolute undeniable star. That's why he was a world champion. Should have been more, but hey, that's why he at least was one.
You know what? And not only one, I mean, made history making. And I mean, just talk about breaking barriers and breaking down doors and breaking down that whole situation. It's crazy because, like, so fun fact, like I'm married and my better half were interracial, and we literally
Huh?
had this conversation today. It came up today, and it was just about society in general, and kind of how scary times can be, and how scary times are in situations like that. And for thankfully, they're more clocked in to the real world than I am because I learned a long time ago that I can't fix ignorance and I can't fix fucking stupid. But what I can do is if someone like I told him, I'm openly gay. I told him I was like, I'm gonna tell you this: if someone was to ever interfere with my world, which now involves my job, it involves you, it involves my platform, then we're gonna have
Mhm.
a problem. And I was like, I don't know what the resolution to that problem is, but there will be a problem. And it's just crazy to me. And I say that to say because even today, it's
Mhm.
crazy. But when you look back at what I don't know what I had to do with Ron Simmons at that point in time, I think I just went on a rant on a tyrant for no reason whatsoever. That I had a little brain fart there, guys. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Going back to Ron
It's
Simmons,
because he changed things. It has to do with the racial barriers being broken down. I
yeah,
mean, he was the first recognized black world champion, right? Yeah.
I appreciate you connecting that dot. I went on a rant, and that was not supposed to happen. I get one of those a show, and I just used it in like the first 3 minutes. So there's no more ranting from me today. Let's get
It's a
into
conversation. That's what we do.
let's get
That's what we
into
do.
let me get into this. So we talked a little bit about Ron Simmons. So obviously that's where kind of maybe fandom started for you, where when it crossed your radar that professional wrestling was out there, and before you decided to step into a ring, before you decided to do any of that, when you decided that this was wrestling intersects with you as a fan.
You know what's really funny? So Ron was actually like just somebody who I felt that direct inspiration from, but the actual person who I saw it made me think, hey, I got to do this professional wrestling thing. That was actually Triple H. Triple H is my absolute favorite wrestler of all time. I've never been somebody to kiss ass. It's just not a thing that I do, right? My nose is already brown enough just naturally, with this natural tan I was given. So brown nosing isn't a thing I do. This is not me vying for a job with WWE. You can go back so far and hear me say in either podcasts or anybody who knows me intimately or whatnot or grew up with me. Triple H has always been my favorite wrestler. It's just because knowing that effect he had on me, and he continued to make me believe that wrestling, every single part of it was real. Nothing's choreographed, nothing's scripted, nothing's worked at all with professional wrestling because of the fact that he had this control over my emotions and the emotions of the people in the crowd. I think the moment that I saw him for the very first time, didn't know what was going on, right? Flipping channels, looking through, trying to sneak and watch some wrestling, right? I got in trouble a few times for sneaking and watching wrestling. My mom didn't like the Attitude Era. She was not a big fan. I saw Triple H coming back from his quad tear, right? Didn't really know what I was watching. He comes down the ramp. His music is playing. I like it's booming and blaring on the speakers. On top of that, he's got the Titantron in the back, which has always has been a big thing for me. The Titantron, weirdly enough, was one of the things that very much sold me on WWE at the time. That's one of the reasons why I'm a stupid kid. I'm like 8, 9 years old at this point. I used to always say to my cousin, "Yeah, WCW, it fucking sucks. They don't even have a screen back there. What are they broke?" Yeah, that's what I would always fucking think. Completely fucking wrong, right? And so when it came to that, seeing the emotion on those people's faces, these people crying, people getting up on their feet and cheering, and I have no idea who he is, what he did. Is just a guy in double, triple denim right now with a leather jacket on under another jacket. It was crazy to me with super wet hair. I don't understand what he's done. This guy's built like a brick shit house, and he's walking down to this ring, and that's the only thing that people want to see is they want to see this guy walk down to the ring and just say something. That moment where he's holding it back, he's probably sitting there trying not to cry, right? Because who wouldn't?
Yep.
All these people want to see you. This moment has got you in those chills or whatnot. He's sitting there taking that moment just to even speak, just looking around, milking it as much as possible. That worked on me and got me hooked in the first place and said, "Oh, I've got to be able to do this because I got to do this to people." I don't know how he did this. What did this man do? Because I've never heard of this man, and somehow he is getting this. People are actually crying, signs and everything. I guess this guy's Triple H. The music is absolutely banging, by the way. Also, like this man has had nothing but great theme songs. It's just absolutely just.
So here's
chef's kiss.
Here's what I like about Triple H, and this is just a facet, really, and this doesn't have anything to do with him running the WWE at all. Go back to before he was even in a position of power. You want to talk about somebody who could, organically change and evolve his character. Like he went from the blue blood in WCW, and when he came in as the kind of the snobby blue blood in the WWE, and then he transitions into the DX, and then he transitions into a solo corporate guy, then back into the a DX role, then into the singles role, bring in evolution. Talk about somebody who just really grew his character and just shifted with the times.
And he evolved with what also happened backstage. I can't remember if he's actually want to say it or not, because I know like really what solidified him as my favorite wrestler wasn't that moment. It was watching the documentary. I think it was like Thy Kingdom Come or something like that. It was one of the first ones. It was like the later 2000s or so.
Yep.
We're talking over a lot of those backstage moments, like the Elimination Chamber thing where he like got his trachea crushed. All of that is the stuff that sold me on it. But I think, like I said, I can't remember if he said it or somebody else talking about it and surmising the idea of the game, like, oh yeah, I don't play the game, I am the game, and being in the business and hearing people say, oh yeah, Mimsy, you gotta learn how to play the game, brother. That's my terrible Tom Latimer impression, which he actually said is pretty good. I gotta practice it up. I had a lot of time to go over it. He was like my coach for over a year or so. But yeah, brother, Mimsy, brother, you gotta learn to play the game, brother. I'm not good at it at all, but that's where you can be better than me, Mimsy. Or even Pope saying the same thing. Daddy, you learn how to play the game, Daddy. Yeah, okay, all right. But what is the game? How do you play the game backstage? I don't know. I'm not good at it. But this man took that and turned it on its head to where it's just like, oh, okay, I can use this nickname that the boys are going to understand, but the fans are not really going to get it. They're going to think they get it. There's an explanation on air for it, but it actually is a double entendre and has an extra meaning to it. It's kind of like I always enjoyed Brian Cage's, what is it? I can't remember the acronym for it, but he would put it on his trunks, and I always thought it was hilarious, and I thought he was so cool for doing it. The Mr. Get My Shit In, or something like that. I think that's what it was. And I absolutely fucking loved it. I was like, oh, that just makes this guy even fucking cooler. Like, not just his love of Wolverine, but like the shit on his pants, man. I just fucking love that shit. Absolutely hilarious. I love the tongue-in-cheek jokes that I'm a story guy, right?
Yep. Nope.
I love I love when you play with a narrative. I love when things have like extra meanings and it can be something understood simply on the surface, but then also it can get a little bit complicated if you go into it a little bit deeper.
Mhm.
So that's why I really enjoy those things. Again, they're simple but complex. It's the same thing with my moniker, the whole big strong thing. It's simple on its surface, but it goes a little bit deeper if you just want to go a little bit deeper. That's for the real fucking nerds.
Mhm.
It's not just for the simple people that see, oh, big strong Mims. Okay, he must be big and strong. Oh, he is kind of big. Oh, he is kind of strong. All right, cool, we get it. Yeah, no, you
No.
got to have layers, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I dig it. I love that perception and the way that you're able to carry it and talk about it because it's great. It comes across again authentic. I say people can see through fake, and that's what I love about these conversations because we get real. We just sit here and have a flow with
Yeah.
it. When okay, we get to the fandom, and now we get to when do you want to like try and really lace these things up and start looking into training? What does that look like in your area, and who did you train under for those out there who are listening?
Ah, I got you. Okay. So for the new nerds, and I always use nerds in a very good fashion because I'm a nerd myself. Right? For the new nerds who don't know the whole life story that goes into the NWA story. That's one thing I love about where I'm at in the NWA
Hmm.
is that the storyline for Mims has been going the entire time because all of it is fucking real. Like that's why the Instagram handle, the social media handles, it's always really underscore Mims because it's really Mims. It's really my name. I work under my shoot name. I
Hmm.
do not use an extra name. I don't make a fake name. When I go out there and I wrestle, when I work, I make for sure that it looks and is as real as possible. And that's the same way with the NWA story. It's just about things that have happened in my real life and it's come across here. You've seen nothing but Matthew growing up in the business, and you can watch that from the moment I walked in on the first episode of Power, which came because of the training, how I came into this business, that connection there, going all the way to the last week's episode of Power. So when we talk about my training and how I got there, it's I understand that I'm blessed in professional wrestling, right?
Sure.
I understand that I was in a lot of the right places at the right time, right? Originally my plan was me and my best friend, who ended up becoming my tag team partner for a short time before he retired. Um, for the super duper nerds, the not new nerds, he was Migs on NWA, my boy Miguel.
Yeah.
He was always the wrestling kid, the wrestling kid that everybody liked to make fun of because he thought he was going to be a pro wrestler and he still thought it was real, right? We get into high school, things go a little bit further. I joined the wrestling team because he was talking shit. Not gonna have him talk shit to me, talk shit to all the other football players or whatnot that weren't listening to him. Fuck it, I'm gonna go upstairs and see what the fuck you talking about, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and so me going up there and joining the wrestling team and spending most of my summers up there rolling around on the mat, learning how to do it for real, right? That kind of got me into it a bit more, getting closer with him and understanding that the goals never changed. That was something that is like what a 13-year-old, 12-year-old kid said, but he's still thinking about keeping that going at the age of 18. Okay, well, yeah, maybe he is onto something, right? We get into college, we're still talking about it, we're still trying to do the amateur wrestling thing, and then eventually he has something happen in his life that upsets him enough to where we have a man-to-man conversation. We're sitting there, oh, I love you, bro, I love you too, man. We're both crying, we make a promise to ourselves, hey, it's the year 2013, let's do this wrestling thing for real, right? My best friend is hurting in a way that I've never seen him hurt before, or whatnot. I'm seeing this man in tears, and the only thing I can think of is, hey, that promise that you made to yourself, right? You've been procrastinating on it and procrastinating on it and procrastinating on it. Let's fucking do this. Let's do it together. Let's make a promise to ourselves and a promise to each other that we're gonna do this pro wrestling thing. We're gonna do it for real, right? He goes on his own path. We were supposed to go on the same path. I don't. I do not end up going to Lance Storm's Academy. That was the goal, right? To go to Lance Storm's. We have a bit of an argument about this. I give him the kick in the ass he needs. He goes up to Lance's place. He does his thing, comes back. He's on his journey. I see how that doesn't go well for him. But I still think maybe I can do this. Maybe he's just missing something that maybe I got, right? Um, and I get word that there's a show coming to Clarksville, Tennessee, where I'm from, right? say, oh yeah, there's this TNA guy. He's gonna be running a promotion in Clarksville. He's some army dude that I guess he got out of the army. He did wrestling and he's gonna have it in Clarksville. And I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. I like wrestling. Let me go to this wrestling show. You never know what that's about. I'm looking around at schools at this point, anyways. I'm looking at Team 3E school. I'm looking at Booker T school, right? I got an uncle out in Texas. I can make this happen, right? I start going to these shows. I see them up close. I see some of the guys there that really stick out to me, like someone who became my beginner's trainer, Jeremiah Plunkett. Absolutely love the guy, right?
Yeah.
Loved his wrestling. He's doing great things. I think Tracy Smothers was on the first show too. I think actually they were in a tag team together against some guys that I haven't been able to catch up with. And getting to see names like that and getting to see like Crazy Steve, who ended up being another one of my trainers in that same show. I think Tom Latimer might have been on that same show too when he was still Bram, and then getting to see Crimson do his thing. And I was like, okay, well, this is the real deal. I didn't know who this Crimson guy was before, but now I definitely know, right? I haven't been watching TNA in a few years. I'm going to get caught up, right? And I'm watching these shows over the years, right? Dude, I'm fucking lost for those couple of years. This is 2015 when his show started up. I just want to do anything I fucking can to be a part of this business. I don't know what I can do. Like I said, fucking 2013 after making that promise, the inspiration kind of left. The goal's still there, but I'm not motivated to do it. I don't know what I'm doing. I keep telling people, "Oh, I'm gonna do this wrestling thing. I'm gonna do this." I'm blowing smoke up my own ass, right? We get to 2017. I get a phone call from a friend of mine, a family friend, my boy Leron. He's just like, hey man, somebody dropped out, bro, and Crimson needs another hand, man. He was just like, hey dude, we can't pay you, but like you can work security or whatnot, and it'll go a long way. Like, it may not do anything for you, but it's a chance, right?
It's a foot in the door.
Hold on real quick, bro. Hold on real quick, bro. Hold on. I go and call my job that I just got, right? A pretty decently paying job at the time or whatnot. Probably one of the best jobs, like pay wise, I had gotten. I called them, I quit. And I go straight over to the Wilma Rudolph Event Center and say, hey, I'll take that $0.00 right now, sir. Let me go ahead and just start this journey in the business. And you know what should have told me? I didn't think about it until now. I've told this story a million times, right? I didn't think about this until now. My first sign that, hey, this was the right thing to do. You know what I do when I first get there? I walk in, shake my boy's hand, meet a few of the other guys there, meet Mug, meet Country, meet a few of my other guys, right? Uh, Introduce myself. Hey, I'm Matthew. How you guys doing? Whatever. Go to the bathroom. Walk in there, pull the wood on out. Get ready to drain the lizard. And you'll never guess who walks in the bathroom, gets right up next to me in the other urinal and just starts taking a piss. You'll never guess.
Crimson?
You'll never guess. Oh no. I still had not met Crimson at this point. This is 2017, by the way. This is 2 years after the show started. It was Jeff fucking Hardy.
Oh, wow.
The very first wrestler I had ever met was Jeff Hardy, and I'm meeting him with a straight face and my dick in my hand. And this is the crazy thing.
This is wrestling.
Right. This is wrestling. I didn't know I was in the wrong bathroom. I didn't know I was on the talent side. I didn't know anything like that, right? It's hours before the show. And just happenstance, he happens to be there. I'm thinking to myself, as soon as I look over my shoulder, I was like, oh, shit. One, I'm a little bit bigger than him. Okay. But also, the second thought is, why am I not freaking the fuck out right now? This is somebody I watched on television. This is somebody that I can remember is he's in one of my favorite matches of all fucking time. That match on Raw, that ladder match with The Undertaker. And somehow I'm not freaking the fuck out. I'm not fangirling. If anything, the feeling that I have right now, it's before he says a single word to me, is that this feels like a peer. This feels like somebody who may be farther ahead of me, but somebody that's going to be somebody I rub elbows with. This feels like, obviously not right now, I have my dick in my hand, but somebody I'm rubbing elbows with, somebody that I can see as like a mentor, somebody that's in the same business as me, right? I didn't feel like I was just a fan. And again, this is not a lick of training. Nothing has happened for me yet. but I have a feeling like I belong around people like him. I belong around somebody who at that point obviously was a fucking legend. It's 2017. It's
Yep.
not, it's like a few months before he goes back to WWE with his brother. Like that's setting up for this show. Like this is what's going on. And to cap it all off, he doesn't treat me like a fan. He just looks over at me after he's done. I'm washing my hands. He's like, "Hey, brother, I'd shake your hand, but like I kind of was just touching my dick, so I'm not gonna do that." But anyway, nice to meet you, bro. I'm Jeff. It's like, is you have to introduce yourself to people anymore? You're Jeff fucking Hardy. You don't have to introduce yourself to anybody. Like they know who you fucking are. So that experience kind of let me know, show goes well, everything goes great. There's a funny, hilarious story that I don't think I should probably repeat. I've been told about the main event match. It was a fantastic match. If anybody can find that DVD, it was from Tried and True Pro. That's the promotion. I think it was like Art of War 2 back in like 2017. Jeff Hardy's a headliner. He's going against Tom Latimer as Tom Latimer is a TNT Pro champion, and they have a match where the end of it, Jeff Hardy does a swanton bomb off of a fucking boat on top of Tom through a fucking table. There's a hilarious story that Tom Latimer has. I'm not gonna repeat it because it's his fucking story. It's one of the funniest things I've ever fucking heard in pro wrestling, and this man has a ton of funny stories. But that was the night. I was on this emotional fucking high. Everything was great. I don't even think I got to meet Crimson that night, the guy who runs everything,
Yeah.
right? And I'm told, hey, dude, Crimson saw you. He actually paid attention to before he went out for his match, and he wants you to come back around, man. I was like, how did he even? Why was he paying attention to me? Okay, cool. This night is one of the greatest nights of my fucking life, and I didn't do anything but stand at the fucking door and
Right.
get hit on a little bit, So you skip to a year later. I've been a gopher. Anything Crimson says, hey, I got you, big dog. Anytime. You need me to move this, you need me to go here, you need to go there. Absolutely. I had to quit jobs. I've gotten fired from a whole bunch of fucking jobs just to do whatever I possibly could to make for sure Crimson was straight. I was a loyal soldier in every way, shape, or form, and continue that on the entire time we've been around each other, right? Because it's loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
It's loyalty. Was I making any money from all this? Maybe, kind of, a little bit. Sometimes not taking a single dime because it's an investment of time. And that's what I learned that first time I came out there. It's an investment of time and it pays off. A year later, this man looks at me. We're having a team meeting. He says, hey, I know the news some of you guys have been waiting on. Looks directly at me. Ah, so it's finally happening. The school's opening up. He makes a crimson face. Yep. And this man goes and hands me a piece of paper and says, hey, we're going to give you a full ride scholarship to this school because you've been loyal for the past year or so. Anything I've asked you to do, anything I've wanted you to do, you've been jumping up for it immediately. And hey, I tried not to cry in this man's face. I'll be
It's
honest.
life changing.
That was a
right
heartfelt
there.
moment.
That's life changing.
Well, yeah, I get to go to, like, I didn't have money at that time, obviously. I was busting my ass to do whatever I could for free 99. So, of course, I didn't have any fucking money. And I get told I get to go to wrestling school for free because of how much time I've invested. That meant the fucking world to me, and that started the ball rolling. April 2nd, 2018, I'm coming in there, I'm training with a full head of steam. I got a chip on my shoulder. I got to prove that it was worth this time, it was worth this effort, it was worth not paying $1,500, right? That's that journey that took me from, hey, we're just talking about it. Hey, we just want to do this. Hey, we're crying, blubbering, just trying to be bros. Yeah, every sentimental guy conversation, right? I love you, bro. I love you, bro. We're actually gonna do something, right? To actually fucking doing it, and that's just getting started with training. Shit, that's it. It's still incredible to think about it.
It is
to this day.
It's definitely an interesting way to get your foot in the door. 100%. Like when I started training was 1998 into 99. And it took at that point, like again, different times, different ways of trying to get it. Like I had to go to shows. I was in Griffin, Alabama, and like talk to, hey, who can I talk to about this, and hope that you get the right fucking information. This is before the internet was really a thing. This is before cell phones was really a big thing. So it's just kind of like still on that last cusp of before technology broke through, right? And finally, after it seemed like 9 months, I finally got that knocked on that door, and the dude answered, and he's like, "You're who I need to see," and that's how it started for me. But your situation, man, that's wild to just say, "Hey,
Yeah,
man, do you want to go help Crimson out on the show?" And now, I mean, and there's a lot that's happened in between them, but then just fast forward now, like 8 years.
oh yeah, 8 years.
National Wrestling Alliance, former national champion, former national or television champion, right? Like dude, it's a success.
It is, and it's that's why, when people think about it, they talk about, oh, pro wrestling is great. I wish I would be a pro wrestler. The thing is, it starts with a wish, but it's like we were talking about, offline here. It's all about taking the risk in the first place, right?
Sure.
With what you're doing right now, with the business that you have growing, what you're trying to do with pro wrestling or whatnot, it's a risk. But the thing is, if you put in the time, if you put in the effort, and you have the skill, and you make for sure that you have a village around you that supports you, because I am a firm believer in it takes a village to raise a child. And that doesn't just go to rearing children. That also goes to starting something of value. No man, don't let the tribal chief lie to you. No man is an island unto himself, because you cannot create success by yourself. Whether it's the fact that you have people directly helping you, or you have people that don't say no, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think with anybody trying to start anything, with what you're trying to do, there can be so many people that are going to stand in your way and say no, right? That can prevent everything from happening. But sometimes it just takes a person saying, you know what, let him do his thing, right? Some people don't think about that as helping. I like to think there's so many people that just stood out of the way. Let me do my thing. Let me continue to grow. Some people that decided to help along the way, and some people just that decided today's not the day I'm going to hurt somebody else. Today is not the day I'm going to hurt his progress or impede what he's doing. And those people, to me, have still helped me. There is so many people that go into making me what I am right now. I mentioned my best friend. I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned a family friend. I mentioned all the other people that work for Crimson. I mentioned Crimson. I mentioned the other people that have trained me. I mentioned the other people that have been around on this journey. And there's still so many names to mention. And I always give thanks whenever I think back about it. Yeah, I try to think as many people as possible. And any of those people, at any point, we get to have a conversation, because, the road gets long. You don't always keep up with friends. You don't always keep up with family, right? But anytime I come back and have a conversation with them, I like to thank them, because of the fact that, again, I am living a life that I've only dreamed of, right? And it's not even at its peak yet, nowhere near it.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be doing that if it wasn't for those people. Right now, I can jump the gun with you right now and tell you, hey, man, hey, Chris, thank you, bro. You're the reason I'm able to live this life of A, B, and C and afford X, Y, Z, and be able to do one, two, three, because of the fact that I was here on this podcast right now with you, because we had a conversation, because of the fact that other people that cared about me ahead in the turnbuckle, they care enough about me to put us in contact, to keep things rolling. And I want to be able to say that I was one of those people that I constantly thank. I want to say that I was a part of that village for you and for what you guys are doing here, because this is important. And this means a lot, because you're taking a risk. You're doing the same thing that I did. The exact same thing.
Well,
You know?
with us, it's like I mean, the story of the platform is very simple. Like we were doing old WWF and old territory stuff, and just watching it, right? Just watching it to watch it. Didn't even stream it. Didn't even do any of that. We were just watching it. Well, let me just turn the camera on, and I was talking to two of my buddies at the time. One of them still is with us on the channel behind the scenes. Is very instrumental in our website and it's staying up to date and all that jazz. Like, love the guy. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do this without him. You say, support system. There you go. But when we started doing independent wrestling, man, it was real trial and error, right? Like, reality is I just, I got stoned one evening and I threw a dart at the map, and it landed in Australia. And I just Googled independent wrestling Australia, and several companies pulled up. I found a YouTube page, and we just threw a show on. That was 2.5 years ago. And off of that, from Australia, one company saw us do it, right? Outside of the company that that obviously saw the post. They hit us up. Well, then another company hit us up, and then another one, and then another, and then by the time I knew it, all the major companies in Australia are in my inbox. Hey, will you watch one of our shows? Hey, will you do you absolutely. Why wouldn't I do that? Then you go to the UK, and I end up having some co-hosts of mine that are based in the UK. So that makes sense. It's their backyard. Let's start looking there too. Same thing happens. Like the brush fire starts to brush. It's taken 2 years to get to 2.5 to get to where we are. And where we are now
Yeah.
is, nothing has changed. Like the guys that I have on the channel, like we're all the same. We're all very authentic, very just, I would rather be straight up with somebody and them either not like me for it than to fucking bullshit people. And what I've seen over the course of my massive excursions across the world with independent wrestling is a little mix of good and bad. And for me, I'm always on the side of talent. I think that we as fans, and I'll speak from a fan's perspective first. As fans, we need to know our fucking role. And our role is to enjoy the show. Our role is to you either get invested in it or you don't. And on the company side of the equation, over the course of the 2 years, while we've made a lot of friends, there are some people out there who do not like us because we are showing so much wrestling and putting our light on everybody, not just one person in one area, but multiple companies in multiple areas. And then when I start talking to talent, that evolution of just speaking, doing this Beyond the Bell is only a year and a half old. And we're probably 120, 130 episodes in at this point, a year and a half. So like when I'm talking to these guys and I'm talking to them off air, I'm starting to hear stories. And it takes me back to my day. And my day, it was not good. And they're not good. And I don't believe in any of that. And I'm also a firm believer that we can all work and we can build together. If we work together and we build together, everybody will be successful. And so the first live event finally came to creation. And that was just to show our friends internationally, as well as here in the States, that we're serious. I don't care about money. I'm not here for money. I'm not here to make money off of our talent. I've told everybody I have a very upfront policy. The day that we make a profit on a show is the day that I take that profit and divide it by the roster that was there, because the roster's the ones who are out there making it happen. I don't have a show without you. So you have to show gratitude. And in a world where things can get real hostile and real negative, I'm here to show you otherwise. And that there is a world in professional wrestling that you can have a really good time. You can meet and you can interact with so many really cool people. And the backside of what I'm doing is I'm bringing talent that we have relationships with and companies that we have relationships with. I'm putting you all in the same locker rooms. Hey, like last show, J2 books and runs Primal Pro out of San Diego. Hey guys, network while you're here. I'm not saying that you'll get booked, but obviously he has the pencil there. And if you're out that way, you already have an introduction right here. And he's seeing your match. So he's going to know if he's interested or not, right? So it's about presenting the opportunities for everybody to grow and not hold people back, because I see a lot of that and it kind of bothers me today. Like, it's just kind of like, why can't we put people in places to succeed versus fail?
No, I absolutely agree in that. And I think like that goes into something that I've been told, like, as a pro wrestler, this has been one of my critiques I've had from vets or other people around the locker room, that it's the one thing, because I like to be a sponge, I like to learn as much as I can, and I'm usually going to agree with my vets about everything just because of the fact that they know better, they've been somewhere better, they've done more than me, they've been doing this longer than me, and obviously they're successful, especially if they've been somewhere. And if they're in the same locker room as me, that means they've been far enough that I've been able to see. So obviously they know what they're doing, right? We're both at the same level. They've critiqued me on the fact that I'm too nice, I'm too kind or whatnot. Hey, bro, you're gonna get taken advantage of. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm not somebody who thinks that kindness is a weakness and thinks that gratitude can ever be overdone. Right? I think that everybody can fucking eat. The plate is big enough for everybody. It's just we can't all eat doing the exact same thing. Some people's roles in professional wrestling differ than what they wanted in the first place. It happens to the best of us, right? But I don't think that we ever need to do anything to prevent anybody else from getting work. That's one of the reasons why, like, there's a few things that I personally do not do. Everybody can make their own choices about it, have their own opinions about it or whatnot. But I like to stand on those convictions and be the person that I know that I am and not let wrestling poison my brain or get what some of the wrestlers like to call the general psychosis we call wrestle brain, right? Where you're too stuck in this to see that you're not being a real person, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it is okay to shoot on anybody. I think there is never going to be a situation where that is okay. Obviously, defend yourself or whatnot, but we're all professionals. Handle it somewhere else, right? I feel like that's another one of those ways other people can hold other people down in some sort of way. I don't believe in general, without going into that small dilution of it, I do not believe in the idea of holding anybody back. If you have to protect your spot and you think that's anything more than just going out there and being a better wrestler, getting better at professional wrestling, you are in the wrong business. You do not know what you are actually doing. I do not think we live in a world where we have to protect our spots anymore in the same older way of doing it. I'm not going to protect my spot against anybody else by sabotaging them, by telling them the wrong advice. I want everybody to win. And if you can take my spot, then it was never my spot to begin with. If
Absolutely.
you can take what I'm doing away from me without doing anything negative or fucking underhanded, you fucking deserve it. You deserve it. I need to get better. I need to be better. I need to find another avenue that gets me to another spot that I belong in because clearly I don't belong there if you were able to do it. It's I've just never understood it, right? And I think that this is like to really finish this point, I think professional wrestling is a competitive team sport, but in a weird way, right? Football, right? Football or football, either one, are both competitive team sports. But are you competing with the people that are on the same team as you? Absolutely not. And here is where I think that competition isn't a bad thing. I am working with you. We are on this show together. We are all working together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Silas Mason, NWA World Heavyweight Champion right now, right? We are on the same show. We are working together to make the NWA a better show for the fans and for the people in that locker room to pave a way for everybody else there. Same thing with anybody else that's on that roster, from a Trevor Murdoch to an Alex like to Hammerstone to Tom Latimer to Carnage to Alex Misery to anybody else that's on that roster. We are all on a team, right? We have the same goal. But on top of that, we are all still competing with each other. It doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Pope himself, whether it's Dragon, El Dragon Neon that we're talking about, whether it's Valentina Rossi, whether it's Tiffany Nieves, whether it's Samantha Starr, whoever else is there, we are still all competing against each other because we all want the same attention, but we all want this company to grow, but we want it to be off the backs of us. And I love that competition coming in, but we still remember at the end of the day, we are still a fucking team. It doesn't matter if you're across the ring from me. It doesn't matter if you're on my apron or you're just back in the locker room watching this match. I want you to come out there and see me doing my damnedest to give the best show possible because you got to go follow that. I want to be able to look at you and tell you, hey, go follow this. Because I want you to come back out the next time, whenever you're before me, and tell me, hey, Mims, come follow this. And we continue to compete, and that only makes everybody better. When we rest on that, when we bullshit on that, because people can, they like to
Mm-hmm.
Hey, brother, I'm lazy as fuck. I understand it. But when I do that, what I'm doing is I'm letting down everybody else who has to compete against me. If I give you shit ass performance, guess what? You ain't got to go that hard because you ain't got to do that much to beat it. It's a low bar. Ah, fuck that. I care about everybody on my team, so I'm doing the best I possibly can to compete against my fucking team because they're only going to get better if I get better. I can only bring people to where I'm at. I can't take them above where I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's me protecting my spot. That's me making for sure that everybody is brought up as much as possible. I give them something to compete with. Right now, I am competing with the other people in my company because they look a certain way, they're performing a certain way, and they're talking a certain way. And I gotta fucking beat that. I think it's disrespectful for me to see any of that, see that high level of competition and not think, hey, I gotta bring myself up that way. And then to think, who else am I gonna bring up because I'm stepping up to their level? That's when I go out to these indies, I go out to these independents. For anybody who hasn't seen TV, who isn't signed to a contract right now, I spread the same thing that I get from everybody else that I compete with in that locker room. I give it back to them because I want them to fucking succeed. When I teach the rare times I teach seminars, or when I get a chance to give out advice when people actually ask for it, right? I am not teaching them the things I know, right? I like to say I don't know shit about pro wrestling. I don't know a goddamn thing, right? But the people who have trained me, the people who have given a shit about me, the people who have mentored me know so much about pro wrestling. And every time I can get a chance to get somebody's ear for them to hear things from me, all I'm doing is giving you the same game they gave me. I don't know how many times I've told people the exact same things Nick Aldis has told me. How many times I've told people the exact same things Jerry Lynn has told me, or the exact same things that Jax Dane, RIP, has told me verbatim. That is all I'm doing is I am passing it along because I will not hold that back to protect my spot. You will get every single gem I've ever been given because that was a gift to me, and it is my job as a professional wrestler and as a man, because this is how I feel about professional wrestling. It is a gift back to other people. That goes back to what brought me into professional wrestling. Seeing Triple H come out there and do his thing, that was a gift that he gave to me. He didn't know I was getting that gift. He didn't know what he was setting up. He didn't know what he was starting. But it's a gift. It is an exchange. We are continuing to give the great things that we are given in professional wrestling. All that stuff was given to Triple H from what? Ric Flair and the other people that he saw, that he was inspired by, and he gave that to me. And I'm going to give that to somebody else. And I'm going to continue to give that gift over and over again because I'm not protecting my spot. And it takes a village to raise a child. And that's what we're doing here. That's all this is.
Exactly, man. That's that. I fucking love that. I love that mentality of it because that's exactly what we're doing. Like I feel like our platform here has been discovering not only like the hidden gems, really all over the world, with all the different
Yeah.
companies that we've been able to build relationships with, and the different talents that we've been able to build relationships with. I think that it's incredible. If you'd have told me 2 years ago that we're on the cusp of doing something really special, I think this is going to be special, and obviously I'm not the only one because there's people that are putting money behind it too with me. So we think that this has got potential, and the drive and the focus is to create I mean, we're not. I don't even call it a promotion. We're a collaboration. I call it a collaboration with all of our friends that are across the world, and this thing is going to get big, and it's going to get big quickly. And I have a feeling that maybe, just maybe, we can instigate a little bit of change and show that playing fields can be leveled out. All it takes is the right audience. And you had said something earlier that I thought that was very interesting, and I didn't get a chance to touch on it. We said when Crimson saw you, you asked, "Well, why is he looking at me? Why is he looking at me?" The reality of the situation is, and this is where I say, and I tell all these young guys, and especially the younger generation, all it takes is being seen by the right person at the right time. That's all it takes. And if you're seen by the right person and with the audience that we've been able to build, I know that there are some right people that do watch what we're doing. We've had conversations. So I know that it's just like it's just a way that I can try and help. Here's an example. Booked a couple of people specifically for chapter 2 to put them in the ring with a couple of people from chapter 2 because I know that there are people watching said people. And how do I get people noticed? Let's put them in the ring together. So I had them, a team from Southern California in front of a producer with a major company. Like he saw it. So to me, that's a win. You were just seen by somebody who is connected, and that is to me is the bee's knees because I can't do anything better than that. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like it's crazy. And then when you think about where it can go, it's like your journey thus far. It's been so organic and so real, and just, you know, when opportunity is knocked, you've been there to answer. And it's one of those things that's kind of like the story here is you had the opportunity and you've been with the NWA. You've had opportunities to rock singles championships. So I'm gonna shift this around and say, brother, when are we gonna see you with the fucking 10 pounds, man? Like it's time. It's time.
Hey, it's coming. This is the thing. I've learned this with having both of these championships, especially when I got the NWA TV title. It's something I fought for 18 months straight or whatnot, went through hell and or high water.
That was a fucking
just
great
to get
story.
that
I'm
belt.
sorry, I didn't mean to step on you. That was a fucking great
Oh,
story to
no,
get there.
dude. You're absolutely right. Because again, it was real. All it was about my real journey through there. Even with the turn, the heel turn or whatnot, it is all real. It is all a part of the journey. It is all something that is relatable. It is something you can see in somebody else. Like it's like you're growing up with me. It's like watching Dragon Ball and going to Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. You grew up with Goku. You saw all these different ways that he changed. The same way with me. But to the point of what I was getting at, like with that championship, I was hanging everything on like, oh, when I win the TV title, when I win the TV title, this and that, when I win the TV title. When I got it, it was a dog chasing the car situation. What is the dog going to do whenever it finally gets that car that's chasing? It doesn't know. It's probably not going to do shit. It finally caught up to the car. What do you do now? Right? Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And luckily, I was not getting punched in the mouth. I was getting kissed in the mouth, and I didn't know what to do with it. Right? I didn't know how to be a champion. I didn't know what it was to be a champion, and that fucked me up mentally so much in the right ways and in the wrong ways. This is the first one, right?
I always say that
There were so many thoughts that went through my head.
I always say that the first one prepares you for the second one. That's kind of the advice that I give the younger generation now. It's like, oh, I just won this first champions. I say, enjoy it and understand that it's your learning curve for your second.
Absolutely. Like I like to say in a lot of different situations or whatnot, a few ex-girlfriends and probably attest to this one. I always say the first one's the worst one. That's how it's supposed to be. I'm always somebody who thinks self-improvement is very important. So the first time you ever do anything should be the absolute worst time. You can't get good at something if you're not bad at it first. So when it came to winning the TV championship, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I had that title and had it for about like, a good cup of coffee or whatnot, a few months, right? It was nice to feel that. It was nice to be that. And then losing it meant a lot, and it felt like I had the pressure off of me, right? But still, I didn't know what to do. And the next thing that I'm worried about is, well, what does this mean for me now? Is this my ceiling? Is this all I'm gonna do? Blah blah blah, right? Because I don't know where it goes next.
Mm-hmm.
But what really prepared me to be a champion was not only losing that first title, getting the pressure taken away from me, it's being able to have that time in between one title and the next to start to understand who am I as a person, who am I as a pro wrestler or whatnot, because I am not a belt. I am not just the belt. I have to make the belt. The belt cannot make me, right? It can establish you, but should it really make you? Is that all your identity should be in pro wrestling? Is that, hey, well, I had a belt one time, or I've had a belt a few times. With that, that time in between the championship and then finally getting the national championship, right? That's what slowly started to teach me how to feel like a champion, how to be a champion. There's a reason. It's not just the length of time that I had it, which was for basically a full year or so. It's not the length of time that I had the national championship that have people remembering that more than anything else. It's not the fact that it's so recent. It's not the recency bias. It's because during that time I understood what it was to be champion, and I became Mims the champion. I didn't become Mims with a championship. No, I was Mims the champion, right? And it felt like a championship reign where I got to put my own spin on things. And I got to define that by just who I am, right? I didn't let that belt define me. With the TV title, what was it defined by? It was defined by the story to get up to it. It was defined by the chase to the car, not about actually reaching the car. With the national championship, was there a huge amount of chase to it? Kinda. If you want to be like, if you really want to pull the threads together, yeah, kinda. but nowhere near as much as the chase that I had for the TV title. So having this made me step into the arena and really understand what it was. And it taught me so much. It wasn't just the tutelage of Black G's being there as my veteran to constantly be by my side to make for sure that I know what I'm doing, and he's still making for sure that he's by my side, even though he's not with me now. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It is going through these experiences and still going back to what I said before, wanting to give back. I don't know the effect that that national championship reign is going to have on people as I continue to go on further in life, but I hope it has the same kind of effect that, hey, having Ron Simmons win the world championship had on me. Having the same effect that seeing Booker T go out there and hit people with scissor kicks left and right and then raise his pinky up in the air. I mean, obviously, it had a big effect on me. Hey, call me a mark if you want. That's the reason why I grew these. That's the only
All
reason I grew them
hail.
9 years ago.
All hail.
Yes, yes. All hail. All hail. Igza. So it's I like that what we are doing here because we're working together obviously is bringing other people in to make a positive change. Like you said, the playing field can be leveled, it can shift at any point in time. And honestly, I am ready for any instance where the playing field shifts for the positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
It shifts to making sure other people are having opportunities and are getting better because sometimes it is being seen by the right person at the right time. And that there's so many different shifts we've had in pro wrestling that have been for the positive, that great things have come because of it. And it's all about people working together and understanding that, again, this may be competitive, but my brother, it is always going to be a team sport. We are a fucking team. It's just some people don't understand how big the team can really be. We can
Mm-hmm.
all be on the same team. We fucking are. We're on the pro wrestling team. And I think what you guys are doing is great. Being everybody on a team that didn't know they already like. I get to come home and complain about wrestling. I get to come home and be excited about wrestling. I get to come home and be fucking pissed off about wrestling. But you're doing something.
Yeah.
You're pulling the barrel out of your mouth. You're pulling the bottle out of your mouth. You're pulling something. You're pulling something away that can save your life, and that's if nothing else, that's the best gift we can give, right?
I agree, man. I
It's
agree. I'm gonna go back to the question though, or my statement. I'm gonna say this one more time. It's about time that we get a 10 pounds run at some point. We got to see it.
yes,
It's got to happen.
yeah,
That is the only thing that
yes.
is eluding you. I think the tag titles are eluding you. You haven't been tag champions in the NWA yet, have you?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows how close that was to happening, and they don't know when that was very close. Most people will not guess the moment when that was literally. It was a 2 hour difference. 2 hours changed that from happening. 2 hours, and nobody will know exactly when or why or how it was going to happen. But the 10 pounds of gold, man, I learned it's your time. It's just you gotta wait for your time. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I thought Silas could have been champion, world champion earlier, right? He's been
Mm-hmm.
hot for a long time. It's been a long time coming, right? And I just appreciate the fact that people think I should be champion. Not just me. It's other people saying, "Hey, when you gonna get the 10 pounds of gold, brother? It's coming." I'm not the most patient man in the world. I'm not. I'm sitting here chomping at the bit for it. But I also know, just like I did when it came to the NWA television title, you'll get it when you're ready.
Yep.
You I've learned this lesson so many times in pro wrestling, and at first I was learning it the hard way every time. You're gonna think you're ready before you're actually ready. When you're ready for it, you're not gonna know. Everybody else will know. You won't. You won't.
100% facts, man. 100% facts. I'm so looking forward to working with you, and I will talk a little bit about this on the way out, or as we
Yeah,
start to wind some stuff down here. I first of all have had such a blast with this conversation. Usually
absolutely.
it's more we talk a lot more wrestling, but this has just been really fucking real, and I can appreciate it. And I'm so here for it. With our stuff, man, you're starting with us May, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's May, January, February, March,
Yeah.
April, May. Yes. So we're
Yes.
going to be obviously you'll be with us for I think most of the year, barring, and I do want to preface this, guys, if you're listening, you're here live, or you're on replay checking this out, I want to preface this by saying dates are confirmed minus anything with the NWA. If something with the NWA comes up, we brother has to go take care of business, business.
Yeah.
So I do want to preface this with we tentatively have Mims for from May on for our live events. Of course, for those of you who don't know, the real world for me has blackout dates from the beginning of August through the middle of September. So that's why there's a gap there. But we will be seeing you in May. We're going to 3 cities.
Absolutely.
Now I'm curious. Have you wrestled? Obviously, you wrestled in Florida. Have you wrestled in Texas or in California yet?
I have wrestled in Texas with the NWA and then also with NWA Texas / Texas Style Wrestling. I love those guys out there. LA, I have not wrestled in LA. The closest I've been is I wrestled at a grilled cheese festival against I think a few people at the grilled cheese festival. It was EC3 and then also a guy that I hate that the name is escaping me because he is so fucking good and I had an amazing match with him. Uh, but I absolutely loved working with him at the Grilled Cheese Festival in Sacramento. That is the closest I've
Okay.
been to LA.
All right.
Yeah, the two
Well,
closest.
hey, we're getting a new city checked off. Not a new state. We're getting a new city. But we're
Oh
definitely
yeah.
going to be
Oh yeah.
doing between the 3 cities that we've got. And I do want to say that the first show that we've got you coming in on is actually a collaboration show with a company based out of New York who's going to be in the house with us. So it's turning everyone onto a new company as well. And I do want to make an announcement that you know nothing
Oh,
about at all. So this is going to come as a surprise to even you. So the first night that we've
okay.
got you, I have something that we are in the midst of crowning, which is
Oh.
that guy right there, which is our belt.
Oh. That's
I'm
a
not sure.
big gold belt.
It's heavy as shit, bro. I think I overdid it. It's definitely heavy. So the first we're crowning our champion in April. The first title defense will be in May, and it will be in a 4-way. It'll be our champion taking on a gentleman named Mikey Spandex, who is has some ties with NXT. Was working with them back pandemic, a little bit after pandemic era. We've got JDX. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him or not, from up north. The good guy, current Ironheart Pro champion, has been there for a hot minute.
I have heard of Ironheart Pro, yes.
Taking on you in the main event of what will be our first collab show with our first collab company, excuse me, that is willing to come in and work with us on a show. So this is going to be a happening, and I couldn't think of like a bigger main event because, I mean, depending on who leaves with this championship, this could be very, very explosive in Orlando and Castleberry, I should say. And I'm excited for that. And then of course we're going to Texas, and then we're going to LA after that. I have some really cool opponents, I think, lined up for you. And you mentioned earlier about how you're like real story driven. Like I have a story that we're going to be telling across some chapters with you and one of our other cats that's doing some traveling that he doesn't even know about it yet. But I think it's going to be really cool, and it's going to be something that we can just have fun with and see. First of all, if the chemistry is there, and if the chemistry is there, then we can really have some fun with some stuff and do some things. And I think that is going to be really cool. But I do want your thoughts on being able to come in and bringing you in, and you're being able to challenge for what will be our heavyweight championship at the time.
I'm very excited about that. I like I'm somebody who likes to start new chapters. I like to be a part of things as they're growing. So this is gonna be a really big thing for me. It sucks that I'm missing out on the first couple of shows and the first couple of chapters, but hey, I will be there to be a part of what we're building, and I'm very excited for it. And then being able to challenge the champion so soon. I'm honored. I'm honored, sir.
Well,
You're too kind.
I feel like, with the 4 of you, and I kind of have an idea of the fourth person who will be defending, and I do think that it would be fucking insane. I think it would be a really, really good match if you put all four of you in a room together and let you cook up an 18-minute deal, 15 to 18, and let you guys just go have fun and just entertain. And what I love about what we're doing right now, it happened in Orlando for Chapter 2. These fans in Orlando they have no idea who a lot of these traveling talents are. No clue. And by design, right? Unless they really go out and they do their research or they go and look them up or whatever. To hear someone from California, J2 just specifically, and Skrilla, the great from Atlanta. You mentioned Atlanta earlier. We've got ties to Atlanta and the Atlanta scene. Deep ties. And they don't know who these two are. But by the time that match was over with, they had them in the palm of their hands. The crowd was eating it up. I don't like using the word got over or getting over. I'm saying that they went in, and for a crowd not to know who they were, they know who they are now. I think that is the coolest shit to me, is to watch these crowds. I sit back and I just watch and I listen and hear them with new talent that they haven't seen before, and to hear them get behind them and hear them just make noise. It happens several times at Chapter 2, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with that across the entire run. And there are other cities as well that we're talking to now. Chicago is one. We've got some friends in Pennsylvania, and we've got some friends in New England. So there are some other things that are definitely happening along the way. And I am a little upset too that we missed out on the first couple of chapters, but I'll tell you, like I told everybody, I booked the first 4 chapters in November of last year because I didn't know if this was going to be something that would even go further than this. And now I do see that there's ways to make this stuff happen and to see if we can make something shake. And I'm really excited for you to be a part of it.
Hey, I'm excited too, man. Hey, it's a love fest over here. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I'm excited to see all the new possibilities. I'm excited to be a part of this journey as you guys build up something bigger, and kind of pave the way for the rest of these jabronis on the indies and other signed talent like myself.
Well, it's
to make something special happen.
It's gonna be a fun time. I really do think that we're gonna have a lot of fun. I think that we're gonna change the game a little bit. I think we're gonna do some stuff a little differently. I think that we are operating a little differently with how we're able to handle some of this stuff versus what we're not able to do. And I think we're going about it in a way that is very presentable, and it kind of sets the stage. And for those who are traveling with us and that are working with us, when it pays off, it's going to pay off. It's going to be one of those situations. But as we start to wind things down, let me roll into these questions, because these ones for sure I want to ask, because I ask everybody that's sitting on the opposite side of the camera. Because for me, this is how our platform grows. It's how we continue to move forward. Your answers are crucial and critical. I call these the $1 million questions. So for me, in our platform, because as you know, we do cast a very wide net, and we do have a lot of friends, companies, bookers, talents, et cetera. So I always tell people, aim high, number one, but I can't help you with anything with an E or a W at the end of it. I can't do any of that unless we're on a live stream and a live event. Then maybe I can do something. So independent wrestling is on fire everywhere. You're here, obviously, in the States. I know that you've got your eyes out there internationally as well. And I'm real curious on the indie scene. Are there companies out there that you want to work for or with? Or if you could dip your toe in the water, what kind of companies would they be? Where would they be?
See, if I'm dipping my toes in the water, what I really want to focus on right now is becoming an international talent, right? I recently did something in Puerto Rico and had a fantastic time out there. Shout out to my friends in Puerto Rico. And I think that I have an itch to get out there even more and start making this passport work, right? It is going to Canada, making for sure I can go and freeze my ass off up there. Right? Yeah. Freezing my ass off down here in the United States get boring. I need to freeze it somewhere else. Australia, I'm trying to go there and try to possibly die by spider bite. Plus, like, here's a weird thing about me. I'm absolutely like, I wanted to be an entomologist or an arachnologist whenever I was a kid. I love spiders. Do I want to pick them up? Do I want to handle them? Absolutely not, but I'll look at them all day. So, of course, I want to go to the mecca of things that can kill you and go to Australia and be able to do my craft and give back in that way while also doing that. Plus, Japan. My little sister is out there in Japan, and I have some friends out there right now at Pro Wrestling Noah, and it's fantastic to see these guys out there doing their thing. But any other independents that I can possibly work with, so I can feel like I'm like my friend Soda Pop from NWA Texas, and Izzy James, the NWA Texas champion right now. They're out there doing their thing, and they're making everybody at NWA and everybody in the state of Texas absolutely proud by doing what they're doing. I just want to be able to see my little sister and be able to get paid while I'm doing it. She's out there in Misawa doing her thing, serving in the armed forces, and I definitely appreciate that. But then the next stop is Germany. It's a big thing for me. My very best friend, he is originally from Germany, and I want to be able to see exactly what he's absolutely loved about that country and why he's decided to keep his dual citizenship there. It's absolutely a dream of mine to be able to do that. And I'd love to do that after I do a little UK tour. Hey, I'm trying to go out there and try all the food, do all the fun things, see what all this UK rap is about, and actually be able to really understand it by actually being out there and seeing the shit that people are dealing with. Uh, Outside of that, I want to continue to travel the United States and work for a lot of those top promotions. I mean, like you have a lot of great ones out there in the Northeast, out in the California area. I mean, my dad's originally from San Bernardino, and he's always told me as I've been growing up, get out to California, get out to California, do as much as you can to California. Um, and I mean, even just to see some of the old faces, old friends, and be able to work with people that I've already worked with before, but in different locations and different places. Hey, he's no longer my tag team partner. But you think I don't want to have another round with Dak Draper? He's a lucha libre and laughs and stuff like that. And he's over there. He's over there in Colorado having a good old time. And he just forgot about me. He just forgot about me, the man who threw him through a cage door and just left him laying. He's just gonna forget about me? No, we got to run that back, brother. We got to do that all over again. But it is hard to find one specific promotion that I'm just itching to work with because everybody everywhere running any show possible. That's where I want to be. I want to make 2026 the year that I'm extremely busy. I want that to roll into 2027. I want that to roll into 2028. And because of me being that busy, again, it is my goal to give back. I am trying to make for sure I can do whatever I can to put a promotion on the map, and they can do the same thing for me. Because what we're doing here is giving back. It's a mutual relationship. It's always going to be that. So I have dreams and aspirations of traveling. I have dreams and aspirations of wrestling in front of new audiences, and I just want to be able to do that myself. So,
okay,
names of places, names of faces.
Let me ask you this, and this is it's related but not. The promo pics that I have, those are still good to use?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
We got some new ones too.
Okay, send them to me. Send them to me. I mean, like I can definitely put something together and throw something out there to our UK friends and our Australia friends, and we may have a couple in Germany. If not in Germany, we definitely have a couple in the Netherlands as well. So send me that when we get off the air, and I'll work on something, and I'll throw something out there and see what we can do, make some things shake.
I'm just trying to, when it comes to Europe, I'm trying to wrestle in a castle. Let's wrestle in a castle, an old school castle. I just got done with Resident Evil 8. I'm just trying to wrestle in a castle, man. Just like that castle. Absolutely.
Well, I will get something thrown together and see what we can do about making some of that happen before we go international in 2027, because that's on my agenda. My agenda is to go. We've got friends in Portugal. And we've got friends obviously in the UK, and we've got friends in Australia. But for me, it's like if we put something like that together, it needs to be for we need to go for a week, and there needs to be like 3 shows, or maybe a week and a half. And there needs to be, if we're down there for a week and a half, there needs to be 4 to 5. So like with the UK, I've gotten 2 companies to say, gotcha. I'm waiting on another 2 more to come back. With Australia, I've got 3 that have said, gotcha. I'm waiting on a couple more to come back so I can make it worth everybody's time. And I mean, you know how we're doing our travel. So like we've already started
Yeah.
looking up spots, and there are some nice ones. so,
Yeah.
so we're,
Hey, if you'll have me and they'll have me, I'll be there. I
I,
will do my thing.
I mean, I'm just saying, we're just we're shooting big here, or I am anyway. I just feel like if the connections are there, we gotta utilize them and see what we can do to make some things happen. And the general consensus for me and my partners is that if we do an international situation, like we want to go and do 4 or 5 shows, but we'll take like 4 or 5 people with us, and then that'll be our little loop on the first go around. So there's some things happening for sure. So we
Yeah.
talked about some places, right, and what we're going to do to try and throw some stuff out there and manifest. What about some opponents? Everybody's got that bucket
Uh,
list. It's probably the most cliche question that you've ever been asked as a professional athlete of any form, in wrestling specifically. But do you have anybody out there that you do want to get in the ring with?
okay, so anybody, I'm trying to think of outside of a company that ends with an E or a W, right? Because that's the biggest thing we all fanboy about.
Well,
There's a guy here.
hey, we'll preface this, or let me
Yeah,
add to it. See, I know if it ends in a W, they do allow dates.
they
So
do.
if they allow dates, we can talk about them. Does that open it up a little
Well, of
bit?
course. I mean, yes, it does
Okay,
open
all
up a
right. If
little
they
bit.
allow dates, they're good to
There's
go.
there's definitely a few stars sitting all over that company that I'd love to work with. It's going to be a great learning experience for me. Because it's a slightly different style than what I'm already doing. But if it's the fanboy in me, because I try to stay abreast of everything that's going on in all these companies, right? I've been cool with them in the locker room. It'd be great to have an opportunity to actually wrestle him. When it comes to Rich Swann, he does amazing things. We've shared the locker room here at NWA a few times. I never got the opportunity to work with him. There are, I think one of the other guys that's another brother in the Downstate family, because my theme song Big Strong is also made by Downstate. I'm in that same family, right? Nick Nemeth, my man is out there at TNA. There's no reason this can't happen, and I think it's a great learning experience or whatnot for me to step in there into the ring with somebody of that caliber, and that's fantastic. If you want me to go super duper fanboy here, hey, who wouldn't want to wrestle Shelton Benjamin?
Let's
Right? I know
go.
this man will probably wrestle circles around me. But do you think I'm gonna if there's an opportunity for that, you think I'm ever gonna let that not happen? Boy, get out of here. Get absolutely out of here. You know, there are more people in the world of wrestling that I would love to face, but I try to keep it down to just a few. Obviously, like I said before, I wanted to wrestle my old tag team partner again. That'd be something fun to go ahead and do. Um, but I think those are just a few of the names that I really like. And I'm trying not to just like go on a whole list. Like 30 guys here, because I actually do have a list.
Yeah.
But I try to keep it to myself. I just keep it in like a little dream journal with pro wrestling, right? Titles I want to win, people I want to wrestle. But those are my top names there.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Good to know, because obviously I have a vested interest. And there are definitely some names that I would. Yeah, I'm gonna hit up Swan. I don't know him personally,
I mean,
but I am gonna hit him up.
the number one guy just got signed to WWE, so he got taken right off the list. It was
Uh,
somebody I get compared to all the time. It was somebody the last time I talked to Jerry Lynn in person. Literally mentioned him in this conversation. He brought him up. And then just sat there and talked about him for a good while and how good of a talent he is, and like, oh yeah, you guys should really work together. You guys probably work well together. Blah 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 blah. And just hey, he got signed by the E, changed his name, so
damn.
this is how it works.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I understand. You talk about the E. It's so crazy because being in Gainesville, obviously I do some commentating for a company out of Orlando, and you never know who's going to stop by. And well, last Saturday night, fucking Javon Evans walks in. Just walked into the
Oh,
to the show, just chilled, and of course turned heads. Everybody was like, "Holy shit!" But I sat back and I
yeah.
watched him, and dude took pictures with every single person that asked and did not bat an eyelash, did not make it out like it was that he was being put out. It was legitimately like, and I could see by his facial expressions and by the reactions of the people that he was meeting and mingling with that he was having a good time. It wasn't forced, it wasn't fake, it was real. And he sat back and enjoyed this, like the second hour of the show. And I did get a chance to talk to him for a minute or two, but it's so crazy, being in the Orlando area, knocking on the door of the performance center. And I'm not gonna fucking pretend that I don't have aspirations that they catch on to what we're doing and maybe come and poke their heads in. That's why I like Orlando's. I got to get that to work. I got to get Orlando to work. Like that's my tough market right now, and I've got to figure it out. Like
I mean, you always want that attention. You want that attention from people who matter, people who can make things shake, whether it's good or negative attention. You want that attention. Hey, who doesn't? Right?
It's not necessarily that. Like I don't give a fuck about the attention for me. I really care about everybody else that's in the ring. You guys are the ones that are out there doing it. Brother, I haven't laced a pair of boots in 2 decades. So I wouldn't know which way's motherfucking up right now if I was to get into the ring. This ain't, I'm going to continue to sit in my studio and do this kind of stuff while also doing on the backside too. Like my ultimate goal, and this may be the biggest delusional optimism there is, but if I can get the wrestling stuff off the ground, then there ain't no reason why I can't turn this little platform into a network. There's no reason why. And
that's not far-fetched at all.
And do it in a different way, and then do it in a different kind of concept. And yeah, there's some things moving. Again, nothing to do with this. Let me get this last question in because we have gone super long, and I am so sorry that we've eaten so much time tonight.
Dude, wow.
My last question for you, and this one for me, I say the last two were important, and they are. This one for me is really the most important question that I ask anybody because, again, I always go to the roots of the channel, and the channel was always about finding the hidden gems and the hidden companies. So you are well versed. You've been in the ring with a lot of different people. You've been around. You've done a thing. You've done your damn thing over the last 8 years. Who are some hidden gems in your perspective that are out there that maybe don't get the spotlight that they deserve? So, in essence, who should we be watching?
Let's see. I would say probably the first one I can think of pretty easily would be old Najicism, the Deep South Wrestling World Champion right now, or Deep South Wrestling Champion. I'm sorry.
He's a friend of the channel.
He is extremely good. He is one of the people that, oh my God, I do not understand, especially from his background and the people that he's rubbed elbows with. It is something that boggles my mind that he is not signed to a company right now. That is kind of a crazy thing to me. But hey, at some point it is going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a when thing. I think another person I can put a spotlight on, he's already been signed to the NWA, so he's already been there. But the amount of growth, the amount of change, the amount that he has stepped into his own and got his confidence in the ring and the work that he is putting in here in the state of Georgia, my friend Alexander Lev is incredible, and he only gets better as he continues to move forward. I will try to stop with the Georgia guys after this. Hunter James, man, the kid has been killing it for years. He is consistently good. He's too good for his own good. Let's put it like that.
Oh, Hollywood.
But oh yeah, Hollywood. An old friend of mine from the St. Louis days of NWA, Tootie Lynn. I know she's out there on WoW, on Women's in Wrestling, and she's somebody that if you're not watching WoW, she's a reason to watch WoW. There's plenty of great people that are working in WoW right now, and a lot of great talent comes from WoW in the first place. It's a fantastic promotion. I'm not just saying that because we share a channel with them on Roku with the Wrestling Central where they run our matches and their matches all the time. It's because WoW is an incredible product and it's really fucking great. And Tootie Lynn is also fantastic. Yeah, and then like a lot of the people from her St. Louis crew, so like also Moses too, and then like I just for St. Louis, like I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the people in World League Wrestling. Um, like their champion, like Camaro's fantastic.
Yes, he
He's fantastic.
is.
I've only got to meet the guy once, but he is fucking tastic. Oh my god. And then last but not least, I guess I'll reach into Cleveland a little bit. I know I'm kind of going with the territories, but that's just because, hey, these are a way. The territories are always a way to get a spotlight on new talent.
Mm-hmm.
My girl Chelsea Lyons, she finally won her first title over at Rhino's promotion. I think it was at Rhino's promotion. I know she works over there constantly, so she's I think it's Insane Championship Wrestling, something like that. At Rhino's promotion. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that. That is a place that I'm so envious of Chelsea that she's got to work, but she's had such an interesting story and the amount of pitfalls, ups and downs in her story, between starting in Cleveland and going to Exodus, coming to NWA, coming back out of NWA, and now she's rebuilding her career. I'm very proud of her. She has a lot of potential. And I think now she's at a point where she's redeemed herself and she's only going to continue to go up. And people are seeing that, right? Rhino's promotion is one of the best places for her to get spotlight. So I think it's fantastic. That and then like honestly, now they're getting the spotlight, which is crazy because I would have said this if like the last couple months didn't happen. But my boy's in the hard way, man. Jack Vaughn already had a ton of
Mm-hmm.
spotlight. He's one of the most popular like pro wrestling influencers.
Yes,
And then
sir.
Dalton McKenzie. See, the only reason why I mention them and don't mention Carson Drake is because Carson Drake gets plenty of spotlight. He always needs more. That man is fantastic. From the moment that I met him, I said the only thing this kid needs to learn how to do is to work the camera because he hasn't been in front of a big enough one yet. And as soon as he learned that, the man is perfect. Absolutely, he's the closest to a perfect wrestler you can get, especially at his stage in his career. But his other boys in his crew, man, Jack and Dalton are crazy good. And as a tag team, that only makes them even better. I think these are some special guys right here. They're going to be even better in our NWA tag division. This is one of the things they needed is both of them to be signed and to be in front of people to be seen. Dalton, I could have said that from a long time ago because I started seeing his stuff first before I saw the rest of theirs. But absolutely incredible guys. Even Sam Beal out there is fantastic. Ashton Day
Yes.
is fantastic. These are guys that continue to need more spotlight because these are the guys you can build a company off of. These are guys that are solid hands. These are guys that can be top guys for you if you want them to, like a top guy like a Dante Casanova. That is not only the most beautiful man I've ever seen. And hey, brother, I'm straight as it can be. That's a beautiful man. He's a fantastic wrestler. Oh my goodness. There's a reason why he was the first Exodus Pro Champ. There is an absolute reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, he wasn't the first. He was the
He's the
second.
second, yeah.
He was the second. Wow, that's like I'm somehow forgetting that Pretty Boy Smooth.
Yes.
Pretty Smooth. The man who just got signed to the NWA, who also needs spotlight. The fact that he wasn't signed before, I'm see, I say this about Pretty Boy Smooth, but honestly, you can say this about anybody that I've talked about so far that I've been so excited about because I'm genuinely excited about these people, right? I love their work. I've either worked with them directly, I've seen their work, and I love their work, or I've seen the people, I've been around the people that believe in them and know what they're capable of and been able to see spurts of it. I can say this about Pretty Boy Smooth all day long that he should have been signed a long time ago, right? But you can say this about anybody that I've talked about so far. All these are talents that should be signed. These are all talents that can easily go to any company that ends in any letter that you want right now. So this is me jumping off of my, hey, look at this person, look at that person. But yes, those are my people. These are the people I'm saying that need that spotlight.
Well, there's several there that we have definitely looked into in the past. Nausea, when we first started the platform. So I always take when I talk about Georgia and how instrumental Georgia was when we first started. It goes back to Skrilla the Great. I just randomly saw a match of his on YouTube. It populated. You should watch this, and the opponent was Nausea. And my first experience to both of them was in a singles match. Now, fast forward to Beyond the Bell. Episode 4, Skrilla was our first guy from the United States who introduced us to Nausea, who introduced us to Platinum Championship Wrestling, Deep South Wrestling. Fuck, there's several more. Oh my god, I'm blanking. Oh, RIPW maybe is one. They are
Yeah.
Fox's school. WWA 4 is
Yeah.
another. Like, there's so fucking many.
I've
Uh,
I've met some great kids out of there. Grayson Pierce, A Town and Byron, Corinne Joy. Oh my goodness.
It
These are
is
people that are fantastic.
it's insane. And then you go around to Sam Beal. We were watching an independent show, an Emerge show, randomly on a Monday night, and Sam Beal walks out on our screens. Never seen him before, never heard of him before. One of our friends of our channel, our family members, as I call them, cashed in channel points, which is essentially, it's a Twitch. If you're on Twitch, you run a Twitch channel, you give people the opportunity to earn points, they can cash shit in, right? They cashed in on a spotlight, which is essentially us sitting down and watching 2 hours of first watches, match watches, right? Cashed in a spotlight on Sam Bill. We do our final thoughts. I threw that out there, and in the midst of the final thoughts, I said, "Mr. Bill, this is before we were doing live streams for our Beyond the Bells. They were all pre-taped. I said, Mr. Bill,
Yeah.
if you're ever interested in coming to talk to us, let us know, because old Max Stone who's the guy who cashed in channel points, cashed in his channel points, and we just sat down and watched an hour and a half, 2 hours of your stuff, and it's fantastic. He hit us up. We had him in on a Beyond the Bell. So there's several people there. And Pretty Boy Smooth, I've been watching for the last year and a half to 2 years. And I thought back when he was doing a lot of the stuff with the Killionaires Club was fantastic. And
Yeah.
I thought that him and Bougie back when, I know they still do some tag stuff now, but I'm going back a year and a half. I think that he was very instrumental in Jay Bougie kind of coming up a little
Yeah.
bit on the scene. And I thought
That's
that shit was really cool as shit.
That's not a surprise. Anybody who he's with, like, they're obviously fantastic when he's with, like, as you're talking about the Killionaires Club, him with CeeLo is fucking perfect. Him with EC3 has been fantastic.
Yeah.
So there's not, like, it's kind of like him and then whoever else is with him. You're touching gold every time. You're touching gold
Facts.
every time.
Man, this has been a fantastic conversation. And again, I know we were not supposed to go this long, but I don't know. And I could probably sit down and talk to you for another 2 hours here if we had the time to do so. I know that you touched on it earlier. NWA Power TV taping is coming to Tampa on the 21st of February. What else do you have going on? And what else do you want to plug? Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to throw out there? The floor is yours.
Well, let's see. Just hey, my socials, everything is really _Mims because that's really my last name. Funny enough. Let's see. So outside of that, I would say just more Deep South wrestling. Those are usually the things that always have my heart every single month. As I try to dedicate myself to Deep South, I also try to dedicate myself to NWA. Plus, I'm contractually obligated to be at anything NWA. For the new NWA dates, I have to keep those zippity zip zip.
Yep.
You guys will know when you know. Right now, you guys should be tuning in right after this and going watching NWA Power. That is on right now. It's been on since 8. But other than that, it's just continuing to go around the pro wrestling world. I just recently did something again for a second visit with EPW Wrestling out in Mississippi, in Boonville, Mississippi.
Okay.
So those episodes that I have done before for my first outing, it was me against a hometown favorite and Wonder Boy. A fantastic match that should be premiering on their YouTube and then also on local television around the Mississippi, Arkansas, Memphis area. And then I do come back for this last visit. If you weren't in attendance in Boonville, Mississippi, which it was a packed house, so you probably were. There was a lot of people there. But if you weren't there, those episodes where I come and I challenge Dorian Vane for his EPW championship, that match will be a part of those. That'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks, a little bit further out. So those are a few of the things that I got going on.
I love hearing the name Dorian Vane. He's a new follower on the on the social. So
He's a good guy.
Looking into him. I'm looking into, like, fun fact before we get out of here. Like in January of last year, the Instagram channel had like 80 followers on it, bro. Like, this is how much I give a shit about social media. Like, it wasn't big then. And I didn't realize the power of it until about mid to late last year, from less than 100 to over 1,600 at that time was when we closed the year out. And I
Yeah.
was like, that shit's wild to me. And now and I say that because along the way, these are all organic follows from talent who are seeing what we're doing, which means that obviously the word is getting out there that this is the platform to be at and this is the place to be because we give a shit. We fucking care. And you don't see a lot of that out there. And I say that to say I'm very grateful for Adam. Again, I want to give him some props from hitting the turnbuckles for even putting us in contact. And I didn't even know, like in my delusional optimism, I had told him that we were thinking about doing the live events and doing more live events than I originally had thought, right? And I thought when he hit you up, when you hit me up, that we were coming on to do the podcast. And then when you said dates, you said anything. I said, let me get you some dates. And you were like, well, yeah, anything that coincides with the NWA, I can't do. And then the dot registered. I went, oh shit, we're talking about working. Yes, let's connect that dot and make that happen right now. And then we'll get to the podcast because he's over in the UK. We always pass guests, kind of like back and forth a little bit because I've got a lot of people over here in the States if he wants to talk to. There's a lot of people over in the UK that are on the scene that if we can interchange and connect our audiences, we do. And it just took a minute to register, but I'm so glad that he hooked us up because I feel like this is just really the beginning of what is going to be a healthy relationship. And I'll tell you, like I tell everybody, since day one have always been about long-term games. I don't give a fuck about short-term. Short-term doesn't do anything for me. I care about the long-term and where we're going and what we're doing and what we're going to be building along the way with everybody attached to it. And you, sir, are definitely a piece of it, and I'm looking forward to seeing where we go from here. Guys, before we wrap it up, if you've been watching us across all of our platforms, is the easiest way that you can show your support is by actually sharing, and subscribing. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's been on the show screen the entire show. For Mims, he said it several times. It's really _Mims on all forms of social media. Give him a follow. Check out what he's got going on. Share his stuff because you never know who's watching, where they're watching, and how they're watching. You may share a clip and somebody would see it and be like, God damn, I need to follow this dude because this was blah, 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 blah. You never know, but that's how audiences grow. That's how fan bases grow. And that's how these guys grow and these girls grow. So it is the easiest thing that you can do. You've probably been on social media at some point throughout this show. So shame on you if you haven't already. Mr. Mims, it's been an absolute pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching, you've hung out this long, thank you very much for my guest today, Mr. Mims. I am Chris Page, and we will see you next time.